Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the show. Today is Thursday. And, look guys, so Dynamite was last night. I never thought I would say this, but, I fell asleep while watching AEW Dynamite. I had to go back this morning, kind of rewatch it. It was boring. There's no nice way to say it. I gave the show a 6.5 rating, and that's me being generous because I know what AEW is capable of. I did not like the show at all. I mean, okay, let me backtrack. So the Daddy Ass Billy Gunn birthday bash was fun. Really entertaining stuff with the Acclaimed, always. It's always fun with the Acclaimed. Also, I loved this. I absolutely loved this. Colt Cabana returning. Colt Cabana, who a few months ago CM Punk said he hated this man. Colt Cabana returned to AEW last night. If that's not the biggest screw you to CM Punk, I don't know what is. That is the biggest middle finger I've ever seen in my life to CM Punk. Like, that's Tony Khan saying, you know what? I'm tired of your crap. I'm done with you. We're going to get Colt Cabana back because Colt Cabana is a good talent. And we don't care what you think. And listen, that should have been how Tony Khan treated CM Punk from the beginning, okay? Also, guys, Orange Cassidy versus Shibata on Rampage Friday night. I'm here for it. I love that. Shibata is one of the best talents in New Japan, and he has said that he wants to work with Orange Cassidy. He wants to work with Bryan Danielson. Both of those matches, I would be so excited for. Orange Cassidy is a really good worker. And again, Shibata is one of the best in New Japan. So, yes, give me that match on Rampage, and that's going to happen. So, awesome. I want to talk about it. I wasn't going to bring it up, but, like, we have to. Because we're a wrestling show, and if I don't talk about this, I can't say that I'm a wrestling show. AEW, Tony Khan, all of the women in AEW, I'm so proud of all of you. But, like, what in the actual hell was that match last night? Like, I'm not kidding. What was that? Between Jade Cargill, right, and Marina Shafira, what was that? You have Vicky Guerrero and Nyla Rose come out and just cut a promo, and it was a 2-minute match? What was that? But, what? Like, I understand you're trying to make Jade look like a, oh yeah, she can crush everybody. But a 2-minute match? And you cut a promo, you're trying to hide the match? Hoping we don't notice anything? Like, what was that? Literally, what was that? That was so... I'm embarrassed for... That was bad. That was bad. That was embarrassing. Although, I will say, the promo, good job AEW, that was funny, man. It was embarrassing as a fan to sit there and be like, are y'all not trying to make your women's division look strong? But at the same time, I mean, it was funny that Tony Khan planned it. Also, is the women's division in AEW is currently struggling. I think outside of the Britt Baker and Saraya story, it's struggling. I mean, y'all aren't even... The build for Tony Storm and Jamie Hayter is, we used to be friends, but now we're not, so we're gonna fight. What? That's not a build to a match. That's a build to a playground brawl in like middle school. Oh, you're not my friend anymore, so I'm gonna fight you. What? That's stupid. That's so stupid. And by the way, Toni Storm is your women's champion. Like, it seems like you're putting more stock in, and I don't want to hear the word interim women's champion. She's the women's champion, okay? Thunder Rosa is supposedly out with injury. Well, guess what? Right now, Toni Storm's holding that title. She's women's champion. She's not no interim women's champion. Just like Jon Moxley was AEW champion. He was not interim AEW champion, even though that's what y'all called him. But like, it seems like y'all are putting more stock into the TBS title and Jade Cargill than you are Toni Storm. Who is your champion? If you want to put great stock into Jade Cargill, fine. I'm okay with that. I actually love that idea. But like, can we do it to Toni Storm too? Like, she's your champion. I'm just saying. Also, guys, some match results. So Darby Allin lost to Jay Lethal. Jeff Jarrett. Like, okay, what? Jeff Jarrett in AEW? Okay. I mean, he's not going to be an on-ring talent. But, okay. Jon Moxley beat Lee Moriarty. I'm fine with that. Again, the birthday bash was really fun for daddy-ass Billy Gunn and the Acclaimed. I liked that. And I liked the fact that they had the Gun Club, Billy Gunn's actual sons, come out and have something there. And I did like the W. Morrissey attack on the Acclaimed and Billy Gunn. I'm okay with that. The Firm attacking them, I'm okay with that. Jericho did beat Colt Cabana. And again, Colt Cabana returning was the biggest FU to CM Punk I've ever seen in my life. That was awesome. Orange Cassidy retained his title, beating Luchasaurus, and I'm not even gonna attempt the name because I'm gonna botch it. So just look up the match. Jade Cargill beat Marina Shafiro, and Samoa Joe beat Brian Cage. So that was the Dynamite recap. Here, I want to talk about this. So there's been a report today that has been confirmed that Jake Paul is going to be in Saudi Arabia. He's going to be in Logan Paul's corner. I'm fine with that. I have no issue with that. In fact, I think it's good. I think it's really good to have Jake Paul in that. But here's my question. Have y'all taught Jake Paul that the wrestling doesn't mean actually knock them out? I'm just wondering. Because Jake Paul is a boxer, right? Right, he's a boxer. He hasn't learned wrestling yet, from what I understand, in WWE. He learned it, obviously, he was a high school wrestler, but like, he doesn't know how to sell, right? So my question is this. Are y'all going to have him get physically involved in the match? And is it going to be between him and Solo Sikoa? Because I'm fine with that. Like, that would be fine. But him or Jay, him or Jimmy, him or Sammy, or even him and Roman, I don't want that. And I still think Logan Paul is going to somehow, like, he's going to win the match but not have the titles. It's going to be a DQ. And maybe that's how they're going to do it. Have Jake hit Roman and then boom, DQ. But I don't know. I'm trying to think, is there anything else I was going to talk about wrestling wise? Oh yeah, fans still believe that it is Tegan Nox coming back to WWE. I hope so. Again, Tegan Nox is a 27-year-old talent. She's very good in the ring. She's really good for money. As for you people thinking, oh, CM Punk's going to go back to WWE now, it was reported that Colt Cabana's return last night did catch the surprise of the people up in Stamford. Which I'm fine with, you know. I'm cool with that. CM Punk in WWE, I'm fine with that. I really am. Because I don't want to see him leave wrestling, you know. But, the only way I see him coming back to WWE, because he's not going to AEW anymore. Like, come on. Colt Cabana's back. It seems as if with the like these, snap deletions of the Elite, that they're going to come back somehow. Like, they're going to be back. Colt Cabana's back. Like, it's writing on the wall, guys. If you haven't figured it out yet, CM Punk is not coming back to AEW. It's not happening. He's not going to work with Colt Cabana. In fact, talent have said that. Like, he's not going to work with Colt. Jericho has said that he doesn't want to work with Punk. So, like, they're not bringing Punk back. I would be okay with CM Punk in WWE. And I saw this video of this other guy that does podcast, that he said a good way to do it would be this. Have him come back for 3 matches. Have him make, you know, some TV appearances building up to those 3 matches. See where you're at after that. Don't sign him to a contract. Sign him to a contract for those segments, those matches, but don't sign him to a long-term deal. I'm okay with that. I really am. Again, in my opinion, CM Punk's one of the best talents in the world. He really is. But look, he's done this to himself, you know, so you have to take it with a grain of salt. I will say this. CM Punk, as a wrestler, great guy. Great guy in the ring. CM Punk, outside of the ring, not a great guy. Not a great guy at all. Now look, he might be a good guy, you know, at home, around his family. But when it comes to the media, he doesn't have a filter. And you have to have a filter to work in any wrestling promotion. I don't care if it's Impact, Ring of Honor, MLW, which is not signing Punk, don't worry. WWE, AEW, like, it doesn't matter what promotion it is. Hell, you can go to the Jim Crockett Promotions in Nashville. You're still going to have a filter. You can't just say what you want. But yeah, I mean, I'm okay with CM Punk being back in WWE. It has no problem with me. I have no issue with that. I like CM Punk as a wrestler. It makes good business sense for WWE, right? Like, hey, if we can afford him, because it's going to take some money to get him, if we can afford him, bring him in. If you give us a big star that we can maybe book as a heel on Raw, because you don't really have a strong heel on Raw right now, so maybe book him as a heel on Raw. Yeah, I'm down for that. I do want to talk about this. The college football playoff rankings. Tennessee's number 1, I'm fine with that. Ohio State 2, I'm fine with that. Georgia at 3, I'm fine with that. We get 1 versus 3 this weekend, and that's going to be must-see TV, and I'm going to watch it. Clemson at 4, fine with that. Michigan at 5, not fine with that. I understand Alabama's lost the game. I get it. But how are they under Michigan? Can someone, like, maybe I need to go back and, like, watch some tape on Michigan? But can someone tell me what makes Michigan a top 5 team that doesn't make Alabama a top 5 team? And look, I get it. Alabama has struggled offensively this year. They've had injuries and stuff like that. And their defense has played very undisciplined this year. But the team that's under Alabama, at number 8, TCU, is a better team than Michigan. And I get it. They play in the Big 12 and da-da-da. Michigan plays in the Big Ten. Who in the Big Ten is really that good other than Ohio State? You could say Penn State, sure, but they lose games to a lot of Big Ten talent. Maryland's not very good, right? Iowa's not very good. Iowa State's not very good. So really, Michigan State's decent, but they're not great. They're not that great, you know? Really, who? Ohio State, Penn State, Michigan? And yeah, right now I'd maybe put Michigan above Penn State, but like, still, I don't know. And look, you can say, well, TCU plays in the Big 12, and those teams are easy. Really? Kansas was undefeated when TCU played them. Oklahoma has had a bad year this year. I'll agree to that. Texas went toe-to-toe with Alabama and almost beat them. If Quentin Ewers hadn't got hurt, they would have beaten Alabama. That's a fact. Because Alabama did not play well in that game. Like, Kansas State, like Oklahoma State, like, yeah, the Big 12 is terrible, but so is the ACC. Florida State's trash. Syracuse was supposed to be this really good team that could beat Clemson. They got squashed by Notre Dame. Okay. North Carolina, don't even talk to me about them. They're not even, I don't even consider them a football team. They're a basketball team. Duke, same way, they're a basketball team. Pitt isn't the same without Kenny Pickett. Miami, I don't know what they're doing, but they need to figure it out. It's terrible. NC State was really good. Well, guess what? Devin Leary got hurt. So now they're not going to be very good. Like, the ACC is not strong. But the SEC, you got Tennessee, Georgia, Ole Miss, LSU, who Bama plays this weekend. I'd throw Arkansas in that mix. A&M, sure, yeah, they've had a very bad year, but like, they can win any given Saturday. South Carolina, same way. I'd say Auburn, Vanderbilt, Missouri. All three of those teams, you want to say, oh, well, they're bad teams? Yeah, sure. Florida, I'd say, is like in that mid-pack of like, they're not terrible, but they're not in the elite group, obviously. Kentucky, same way. They're like in the good, like, they're good. South Carolina's good. Arkansas's good. Ole Miss is elite. Ole Miss is really good and they're elite. LSU is becoming elite very quickly. I mean, LSU is the only team to beat Ole Miss, and Ole Miss is really good offensively. Okay? And Jalen Daniels and what he's doing at LSU as a quarterback, oh my God. Alabama, y'all better find a way to stop that man, because he's going to run all over that defense if you don't. He won't even have to throw the ball. He'll just run over you, just like Hendon Hooker did. Like, that's a fact. A big fact. Jalen Daniels is one of the best quarterbacks in the SEC right now. He's one of the best quarterbacks in the country, I'd say. Spencer Rattler's finding his stride at South Carolina. Sure, Bama doesn't play South Carolina, and they're not going to, because South Carolina's not going to make it to the SEC championship game, because I believe the winner of the Tennessee-Georgia game goes to the SEC title game. But, like, and I still think Bama runs the table, but you got to find a way to stop Jalen Daniels, Alabama. Plain and simple. You're going to have to stop Jalen Daniels. When you play Ole Miss, Jackson Dart can throw the ball. That kid can throw the ball. Like, he's really good. That's just, I mean, that's a gauntlet for Alabama. What? And everybody's saying, oh, well, Alabama's got like an easy schedule. No, they don't. They really don't. This is I'm gonna pull it up here. This is Alabama's schedule the rest of the way this year. Right? Like, okay, so you have, they're coming off their bye week. So you have at LSU, that's tough. Number 10 team in the country. That is a tough place to play. It's at LSU, right? At Ole Miss, that is going to be very difficult in the Grove on a Saturday afternoon on CBS. And by the way, the LSU game's a night game for Alabama, so Austin, PA, okay, so Austin, PA is like, that's a bye week, come on. Auburn is like terrible right now, like they're really awful, like god awful, like I can't even stand to watch them play football right now. They don't even have a coach. I mean, Cadillac Williams is their interim coach, but like, he's not going to be the coach. But they always play Bama tough. You know, they do. It's at Bryant-Denny Stadium. So, maybe a tough game? I don't know. Probably not. Let's be honest. But then you look at the rest of this schedule for Tennessee. You don't want to compare schedules here? We'll compare schedules with Tennessee. Alabama's schedule's gotten a little bit easier. Tennessee's is at Georgia. That's going to be tough. Hosting Missouri. Okay. At South Carolina. That can be tough. William Bryce Stadium. That can be a tough game. Because like I just said, South Carolina has, they have had really good, I mean, hey, they beat Texas A&M. Alright? Like, they're not terrible. They're competitive. And then you're at Vanderbilt. Okay, so like, really, other than Georgia, Tennessee has an easy road, right? 4 SEC opponents left on the schedule, but like, come on, win. Hold on. Might be a win. It depends on how Georgia plays them. Missouri's a win. South Carolina's a win, and Vanderbilt's a win. So you're at least going 11-1 if you're Tennessee, which I think at this point would be a very big letdown. LSU could. I don't think they do, but they could run the table. Honestly, they could. They could find a way to sneak in because they're a top 10 team, right? They host Alabama this week. That's a tough game. They go to Arkansas next week. Okay, I mean, 12 o'clock game in Arkansas. Maybe Arkansas shows up. Maybe. I'm just going off hypotheticals there. UAB. Yeah. And then at Texas A&M and College Station's probably going to be a night game. That can be really tough. I mean, Jimbo always coaches tough there, but Brian Kelly's finding his stride. And that is, honestly, with the way Bama, Arkansas, and A&M are playing, that is 4 winnable games for LSU. I'm not kidding. That's 4 winnable games. And they're 4-1 in the SEC, 6-2 overall. They could legit go 10-2. And finish out 7-1 in the SEC. And in the SEC title game. I'm honestly, like, I think because they have the win over Ole Miss already, if they beat Bama, LSU's in the title game. Honestly. Let's look at the schedule for Ole Miss. See what they've got left. Obviously, I know they have Bama left, and so. But let's look at the schedule for Ole Miss. So they're off this week. Okay, so that's going to help them. Then they host Bama on November 12th at 3:30. Okay. At Arkansas, tough game, and then Mississippi State. Okay. So, legitimately, Ole Miss could go and win the next 3 games and be 11-1. Honestly, they're on their bye this week. They're going to get healthy, right? They have a whole week to game plan for Alabama. However, Alabama has a game this Saturday and a game next week. 2 tough road games that legitimately could be problems for them if they don't figure out at least the defensive penalties. I mean, I think the offense will be fine. Bryce Young's healthy. JoJo Earl, very healthy. Like, they're going to be fine. Right? Jahmyr Gibbs, like, they're going to be fine on offense. The defense, though. Kool-Aid McKinstry, Will Anderson, Henry To'oTo'o. Jordan Battle. That's your stars. And you're going to have to find a way to win that game. There's no other way around that. You've got to beat LSU, and you've got to beat Ole Miss if you're Alabama. If you're Tennessee, you can afford to lose to Georgia and still get in the college football playoff. Honestly, you could. I don't think you should lose the game. Like, you need to win anyway, but you could afford a loss to Georgia and get into the college football playoff. Why? Because you had the win over Alabama. Because Alabama allowed you to beat them. With penalties. That's what, yeah. And a lot of those penalties, listen, I know the Alabama fans are going to come out of the woodworks. Oh, well, what about all these penalties that are, yeah, they were all bullcrap penalties. I agree. I watched the games. They were crap penalties, but they were still penalties. So you're just going to have to play, like, very much touch field. How do we fix this? But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that is all for the show tonight. I will be back tomorrow night with Friday Night SmackDown and AEW Rampage. And then Saturday, after Crown Jewel, I'll be here with my reaction.